Cults are a big part of pop culture with streaming documentaries and podcasts, but behind all of that are real people, and some of these people may be our friends and family. We welcome psychologist Lisa Rowbottom with us this morning. Good morning, Lisa. Very interesting topic of conversation. First off, how do you recognize that somebody is in a cult?
So you're looking for three primary characteristics when you're trying to decide if something is a cult or not. The first one is there's going to be a very charismatic leader who's going to have unchecked power in the cult. So what they say goes, and they're going to be the object of worship. Then you're looking at control or coercion. So the person is going to isolate people. They're going to start dictating who the people can and can't associate with. They're going to start saying who they can and can't have sex with is usually a big part of it. And then you're going to have the person using that control against the best interest of the members. So they're going to take all of their money, or, you know, get them to fast for months on end and end up dying, or, you know, it's used in a very harmful way.
Right. Now, when you watch some of these popular documentary series, from the outside looking in, you may think, why do you stay? Why do people stay?
Because of the coercive control that's in place. So generally when somebody encounters a cult, they encounter it in a very benign fashion. So it can be, come attend this workshop with me, or you know, come and meet my friends. And nobody walks in going, oh, I think I'm going to join a cult today. You know, it's usually something that is of interest to the person. So make more money, be happier. And then once they're in the door, the cult sets about isolating that person and reorganizing how they think, how they approach the world. So it's a very fine-tuned manipulation, and they'll use things such as, let's say, sleep deprivation or demands that kind of break the person down, so they start doubting their interpretation of reality. And then because they're in social isolation or in a bubble with just other cult members, then when your definition of reality is broken apart, then they can start reassembling it into whatever they would like it to be. So people don't realize.
So if you think your loved one, a family or friend is in a cult, how do you approach this conversation? Because the last thing you want is to never talk to them ever again.
So you have to be very strategic in how you do that, because if you come across as too questioning or too threatening, the cult is going to pull that person back from you. So you're going to be seen as a threat by the cult leader, and then they're going to demand your family member cut off contact with you. So when you're talking to your family member, you know, you remain questioning, also in the back of your mind guarded, but you get them to talk about their belief systems, and then you can kind of gently point out maybe some contradictions that you're seeing, or some things that you're hearing, and instead of saying, well, I heard your cult leader did blah, 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 you can say, well, you know, I heard that this was happening. So in light of what you guys believe, how do you explain this? And, you know, you're making a space for them to think when they're outside of that cult atmosphere. And then you're also remaining connected so that you're there when they are ready to get out. So avoiding direct confrontation is one of the most important parts.
We've run out of time, Lisa. I feel like there should be a part 2 to this conversation, but we thank you so much for your insight. If you or someone you know is in a cult, you can reach out to InfoCult at 514-727-1600. And if you want to learn more about Lisa Rowbottom, you can also visit Sojourn Psychology at sojo.ca.